Welcome to episode 1 of G to a Milli, where I try and turn $1,000 into $1 million compounding through my investment portfolio. I am fired up to announce this show. This is something I've been cooking up and scheming for a while.
All right, hey everyone, welcome back. This guy's name is Gali. He's got a channel called HyperChange. I just tripped over it myself today, so I'm excited to find his channel. And I really like the concept. I like what he's doing here. So basically what he's doing is he's saying, hey, let's throw $1,000 at an investment portfolio, a really nice accessible amount that most people can sort of drum up. And then let's add $250 to it every couple weeks and then watch it grow with the power of compounding. So, great concept, really accessible. I like it. So I thought, what, let's do the same thing. Let's track along. We've already been running our main portfolios for a couple months here now. They're doing incredibly well, up 47% last year, which last year was just 2 months for us, of course. But let's do another one, start fresh. We'll do the same thing he's doing, same amount of money. When he deposits money, we'll deposit money and track it in unison. So I think it'll be really cool. He's, going to buy different stocks that we're going to buy. So it'll differ, and it'll be just an interesting experiment to sort of see whose approach is working better and why. And just fun either way. So stick with me and let's get into this. All right, guys, here's my Gali G to a Million portfolio. So this is the initial setup. I'm a couple days behind him. He started a few days ago and he's already done his first deposit. So I'm starting at that same spot as well, which is $1,250, as you see there. I've got 4 stocks instead of 2. I'm going to start out with even a little bit more diversification than he's doing. He's only doing 2 stocks on day 1. So I'm setting this up in my normal way, and I've just got live prices pulled from Google, as you can see here, and my average cost, which I will solidify here in a sec. So right now everything is a 0, and in fact, let me just solidify these by pasting them in as values. So now by the end of my chatting here, we should actually have a gain or loss one way or the other. So that's good. Oh wait, hang on. I have enough money for one more share to that. Sorry, let's keep that one 35, and then this one can be, this will be 410. Okay, there we go. So he's contributing $250 every 2 weeks. And so I'm gonna do the same thing. We'll track it along. We'll see how we do. These are my picks, and I will add when he adds, and then I will buy more things as he buys more things or adds to his positions. So yeah, I think it'll be fun to sort of track it and just see how it goes and play along. Let's just jump back to Gali for a sec, because he does a nice job of explaining the importance of compounding. But by the same token, we'll flip back here because he missed a couple things basically. He missed that you can actually grow those deposits throughout each year, and that makes a big difference. And then also the $250 that you're contributing today should not be $250 in 20 or 30 years. It should be more like $1,000 or $1,500, depending on what your inflation assumption is. So we'll come back and kind of correct the math, get that right, and then you'll actually see the result of the compounding. Of course, the growth rate is the big variable, but regardless, let's take a look.
Okay, so if I put $1,000 in and I put $250 in every 2 weeks, that's $250 26 times a year, aka $6,500 a year in deposits, starting with $1,000. So if I just save that money in an account that didn't have any interest or no returns, $1,000 at first, then you have $999,000 minus $6,500 at a year, it would take me 153.7 years to save $1 million with my current plan. But we are going to compound this money at a good return, hopefully, so it's going to take way less than that. And that's a big part of what I'm doing here, is showing you the power of compounding. But if I compound at 7%, the year I hit $1 million is 2060. If I compound at 22%, I hit $1 million in this account by the year 2041 in only 18 years, and I'll only be 48. I'll have an account with $1 million in it. I'm about to be retiring. Let's go.
Love it. All right. This is probably a good time to mention that this is not financial advice. Do not, do this. I'm not suggesting you do this. This is play money for me. In fact, it's not even real money. This is done as a hypothetical portfolio, because with my real money, I'm doing other things more akin to what you see in the real portfolio, or the bigger portfolios with more diversification. So do not take this as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And it's, it's good entertainment because we get to see how this works out and sort of see it in practice, and also compare against the S&P 500, right? Because that's the alternative here, is you just buy the S&P 500 and, historically you do about 12% a year. So nothing wrong with that. Okay, so let's just quickly review his projections here. His numbers actually come up a little bit short, in part because he's not investing the money throughout the year in his calculation, and then also because he's not accounting for inflation. So the contribution should actually be growing over time, and when you spin down to like 2050 or whatever, you're up in, the 2000-ish range every couple weeks. Okay, so here's my table. It's a little more accurate. I'm actually doing every 2 weeks, like putting in the actual cash flows, and then I'm actually growing the cash flows in between the next cash flow. So first of all, I'm growing the 250 to 250.7 or 70 cents. That's the inflation factor throughout the year. I'm just using 8% inflation. I could use whatever I want. Let's try 6, or, it just changes the numbers. But anyway, so there's 8%. So I'm growing the contribution you're making over time, because you should be growing that in line with inflation. And then I'm also, when you put in the 1,000 and the 250, you get this. And then I'm also growing that money, including the extra deposits as we go throughout the year. So this is a much more accurate calculation. The only difference is that it actually is more favorable, and because you're growing the money throughout the year, and of course you're growing your contribution amount over time. I suspect, because he doesn't want to sit around until 2040 or whatever, he's going to probably drop in some larger amounts along the way so that he gets to $1 million a little quicker. But that's fine. We'll do the same. We'll adjust our cash flows to match his. But anyway, if you spin down here, actually, let's pick a number that he used. He used 22% on one of his, so we'll go 22%, and the numbers all change. And then we go down and find our million mark, which is here. So that's June of 2039. He, without adjusting his contribution and without investing throughout the year, he got to his mark of $1 million at end of 2041. So his numbers actually aren't that far off. I mean, they're 2.5 years later. But anyway, this is a little bit more accurate. And then we can, as I say, adjust the cash flows as necessary. And in fact, I mean, we're not going to be using the inflation adjusted rate, because I don't think he's going to do that. He's probably just going to do the 250. So we'll actually end up using a 0 here, and then these will all just be 250s. But anyway, we'll follow what he does, but that was just, for indicative purposes if you want to see how this really grows over time. Oh, and on that note, check this out. So if you go, okay, let's say, you do use your 8% contributions and you do the 22, well, so we'll start in 24 here, current date, and you spin down to the end of my series here, which isn't as far out as his series goes. You actually can't see the bottom of mine, but it's 71 million. So you'd be at 71 million if you grew by 22% over that time frame. So that's pretty cool. But all right, that's all for now. Let's check in next time he had some money, and then I will update where the portfolio is sitting. We ended the day with a massive gain of $8.45. Look at that. Whew. Here's the full table there. So yeah, go check out Gali's channel. Great little video on this. And then yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe over here. Really helpful. Helps with the old algorithm on YouTube. Some of my videos get 20 views and others get 2,000. So it's just luck of the draw sometimes, it seems, without those likes and subscribes. And also, if you don't know, I have a Substack. Substack is where I actually post my my sort of more important trades, I would say. More substantial changes to the portfolios, the real portfolios, we'll call them, the YouTube ones, with greater diversification and a little more thought put into them. So yeah, Substack. I also do a fair bit of writing there. Like, I just finished doing the 2024 thematics. So basically all the different themes I see for 2024 and my outlook. Yeah, just lots of interesting stuff. So just trying to build a bit of a investing community there with like-minded people, and certainly more than happy to have people asking questions. You don't have to be at the same level I am, which whatever that may be, but yeah, would just love to have you there regardless. So that's the Substack. You can find it in the description, and yeah, we'll update this next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.